Welcome to a special episode of Gonzaga Nation. Our guest today, Killian Tillie, back in town, getting himself ready to rejuvenate his pro career. So, Killian, appreciate you joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure. So, 4 years at Gonzaga, I think you were one of the most versatile players that's played in a long time. Impact the game offensively, defensively, all the little things. You got off to a tremendous professional career. You hit a little roadblock with some injuries. You're feeling good. You're healthy now, and you're getting yourself ready to kind of get that career back on track. Tell us how you're feeling and what the plans are right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun playing for Gonzaga, and then 2 years in Memphis was great. Just back surgery was tough, and then I haven't played in 2 years, so it's just excited to get back to it, and yeah, feeling healthy now. I felt healthy last summer too. I just got hurt right before the training camp last summer, so it was also a tough moment. But it's been tough 2 years. But I'm just excited to play basketball.
You see the joy that you have in your face when you talk about getting back playing basketball. I think that's one of the things that Gonzaga's staff has always done is find guys that love to play the game of basketball. What was it about the game of basketball that drew you in? Because your family has a big background in volleyball back in France.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, you have to love basketball to be good at basketball. It doesn't come like that. But yeah, I mean, my whole family played volleyball. Only my bigger brother, he played basketball. He went to University of Utah. So when I was younger, I went to visit him, play in this huge arena, the Huntsman Center, and it was just a lot of. I wanted to go to college right away, so and it just made me want to play basketball, and I think I was better at volleyball actually, so it was a tough choice, but I still chose basketball.
Really? So family kind of history is volleyball. Your older brother goes to play University of Utah. You kind of fall in love with the game even more. What are the skill sets for volleyball that has allowed you to translate so easily to the game of basketball? Is it spacing? Is it hand-eye coordination? What is it?
Oh yeah, hand-eye coordination I think is one of the most important thing. Just reading the game. Then I mean the tipping, touch a little bit around the hoop, and especially the second jump.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do that in volleyball a lot. I think that helped me a lot in my young career. I'm trying to get it back, from the injury, try jump back, but yeah, I'll get it back.
So with you falling in love with the game of basketball in Europe, I'm always interested in how the game is taught and developed here in the States versus over there. Obviously, you work out at Gonzaga, but you also work out at a gym in Spokane that I own. So you see kids at our gym and they go through workouts in the States, but then you also kind of had your process in Europe. Give us what the development was like for you in regards to the game there, and then what you see here, and how would you combine the two to make it better?
Yeah, I mean, in Europe, it's more like a team thing. You just learn how to play basketball in general. I feel like when I see the young guys working out here, it's really just a lot of skills work, which is very important in today's game, I guess. But a lot of skills work, a lot of just one-on-one stuff. And I think you just need to combine them. Just do a lot of teamwork. Just work on a zone. Like I did that growing up, super young. We started playing against zone, against stuff like that, and that helped me in my college career and hopefully in the pro career too. But just combine both. I think we miss a lot of the individual stuff in Europe. Just work on your skill set, and then here I think we miss a little bit of the just team stuff, team game, and I think if combine both.
I think that's one reason a lot of international players have had success at Gonzaga is there's a nice combination of both. Obviously, you were recruited by Tommy Lloyd, also obviously recruited by Coach Few, played for Coach Few. When you were starting to be recruited, how does that process work as a young European player? Is it playing in a big FIBA event and maybe a coach like Tommy Lloyd, you catch his eye? How does that recruitment process work for international kids?
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, I did national team. I did the U16, so European Championship, and we won with France. And Tommy was all of these events. He goes to all of them, and so they recruit from that. And then you got a few college, recruitment, and then you just choose the best, and I chose the best one for sure.
You did too. You made a right choice for yourself. You made the right choice for Gonzaga because you were a part of the first Gonzaga team that made the Final Four, played in the national title game. That was your freshman year.
Yep.
You had 9 rebounds in about 14, 15 minutes, if I remember right. Walk us through what that was like playing in a Final Four in front of like 75, 80,000 people.
I mean, that was insane. Like, I mean, I was a freshman too. Like, it was crazy. I couldn't even see the people all the way up the gym. I mean, it's not even a gym, the stadium.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was surreal. And I had some minutes because, you know, Zach had foul trouble. I mean, everybody had foul trouble. So he put me in and, you know, just get in there. So I just try to get rebounds and dive on the floor, do stuff like that.
And that was, I think, one of the things that endeared you to a lot of Gonzaga fans early in your career is that team that made the Final Four was loaded.
Oh,
deep.
yeah.
I mean, you talk about pros at almost every position. You just kind of, whenever you had an opportunity and a chance, you went out there, played as hard as you could, and found out ways to impact the game.
I mean, I came in. I didn't know. I didn't think I was going to play a single minute. I mean, I come, there's Rui, there's Jeremy Jones, Jonathan Williams. I mean, everybody at the bigs. We had like 8 bigs that were pros.
Yeah.
So it was just, yeah, I mean, like you said, my only way to play was just come in and like get rebounds, dive on the floor, that's it. I mean.
But you go from that year to then the expectation is starting to build for you. A lot of people saw the skill set that you had in those limited minutes as a freshman. I think you averaged about 12 points a game as a sophomore. How hard was it for you knowing that, hey, maybe my freshman year, I'm not going to play a ton, but if I stay with the process, I'm going to have an opportunity to play at Gonzaga my sophomore year, which you made a huge jump before some injuries hurt you your junior year, and then had another great senior year. What was the development process like for you, knowing that year one, I got to earn my stripes to get ready to really make the most of it?
Well, I still had to earn my stripes again the next year. I mean, I didn't really earn much the first year, but I think it was just a big summer. I mean, my freshman year, my shot was like I had my hand over the ball. So Ricky Foyce changed my shot all summer. I hated him all summer because I also had the World Championships with France, the U19, and
Yeah.
I didn't even make a single three the whole
tournament.
The whole tournament because I couldn't shoot, and I was so mad at him. Every day I would cuss him out on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
But then I come in at Gonzaga the second year, shot felt amazing, and that helped with my overall game. And I had Perk just diming me all day long. It was amazing to play with guys like that, and it felt easy.
It had to have been challenging as a young player where you kind of have a limitation in with the current form that you had with a jump shot, and a coaching staff sees that, hey, if you want to become this as a player, we got to clean this up. But knowing it's a process, it takes time. You're not just going to flip the switch and in 3 weeks become a great shooter with a new form. What's that process like, and how much trust do you have to have in the staff that's teaching you, but also the trust in yourself that you're going to stick with it?
I mean, you need a lot of trust because, I mean, when you play basketball, you think your shot is the best. I mean, you think you're the best shooter. So, like, I shot 47% my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why do you want to change my shot? I'm shooting pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
And just the form, I think, just got a lot of trust. And it took a lot of months. I mean, it took more than a summer to get it right. So it's just a lot of patience. I definitely trusted him and Tommy to help me with that. And I'm glad I did because now my shot's pretty good.
Yeah. You as mentioned, very versatile. You do a lot of different things. Sometimes players like that get overlooked in regards to, accolades, all conference, player of the year in a conference. At what point in the evolution of your game did you realize, I don't have to score 20 points a game. I don't have to, do this, that, or the other, but I'm going to be good enough to play at that next level in the NBA?
I mean, you need to do, you don't need to do everything right. You need to have a few things that you do really good and stick to them. Like, when you be in the NBA, you're not going to be there's going to be 1 or 2 guys that handle the ball and do everything. Around that, you're a role player.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be able to shoot, you gotta be able to drive closeouts, and then you gotta be able to guard. Guard on the other hand. If you can't guard, you can't stay on the court. So it was important for me to be able to start switching on smaller guys and moving my feet better, because I knew on the next level is going to be the most important thing. So just a few things, focus on a few things.
So you pick out a couple small things in regards to the game to give you yourself a chance to play at that next level. Coaching staff, Coach Few, Tommy was when he was here, B. Mike, and those guys. They've got such a good eye for those little details that are going to allow guys to have a chance. What was the process like with them sitting down and say, Killian, if we can do this, this, and this, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna get a chance to play at the level that you want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of conversation, after season, before season, during season, a lot of film watched. And I mean, a lot of it is the defensive stuff. I mean, at first, they were making me hedge, and because they were scared of me switching on smaller guards. So tell me, if you want to play, if you want to play the next level, you gotta work on that. So every practice, I remember they made Corey do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Corey and Snacks, my sophomore year, just after every practice, they were making him slide all day, like all day long, and they were so mad. But it worked. It helped them a lot. So
I know exactly the drills you're talking about,
Yes,
because
insane.
Coach Greer, who's now at Colorado and is assistant, and Coach Few, they would give me the hardest time for my defense. And there was a couple drills that seem they're as simple as can be,
The
but
Z drill.
it's the Z drill, and
The
then
Z
it's just the
drills.
2-slide explosion that
Yeah.
it just what it did for me was it ingrained the fact that it's the first 2 slides as a defender that discourages the offensive player. That they don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was never going to be a lockdown defender.
No.
My skill set was different than yours. But it's just the little things and the ways that they pick things apart in a guy's game that allows them to flourish. When you see that kind of side note, what were the other things that allowed Gonzaga and the staff to really prepare you for the NBA?
I mean, honestly, a lot of confidence. To give you a lot of confidence. To give you the green light to shoot whenever you open. And then, I mean, everything around. You have all the infrastructure around that they help you, work with and get better at everything. So, I mean, they just give you a lot of confidence. They talk to you, and yeah, that's about it.
Gonzaga's obviously done a great job of recruiting a lot of international players. Maybe the first that really burst onto the scene was a fellow Frenchman, Rony Turioff.
Yeah.
My senior year was his freshman year. I had a chance to play with him. What is it about Gonzaga for European players that allows them to flourish? And with that also, how hard did Rony recruit you to come to Gonzaga? Because I mean, he's a guy that wears Gonzaga on his sleeve. Any chance he gets, he's gonna share his love and his excitement for this place.
100%. I mean, yeah, on my visit, I got a phone call from Rony, so he was telling me all great things about everybody, and I mean, I basically committed right on that phone call, because I mean, I respected a lot growing up, because he's a legend in France. And he's a legend. He played in NBA so long, and French national team. So he's an example for us. And yeah, but I mean, talk about international players. I mean, it's just the experience this program has with them. I was not afraid. I mean, after there was like Kelly, Domas, Shemek was there when I arrived, and that helped me too to have some older guys that were international. And when I came in, I was a Rui. I had Jacob Larson. Like I had other international guys to be with, and I think everybody embraced the culture from every other country. All the Americans loved, I think, having us around, and we loved being with the Americans. They were just, embraced us with open arms and so helpful at the beginning, because it's intimidating when you arrive in a new country. I got like philosophy class my first semester. I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand a word. So it helped to have guys like that.
Well, I remember looking back, because Rony was, again, a freshman, and I was blown away in the fact that I think at 18 years old, he spoke 5 languages.
Yeah, Rooney's.
I mean, that's how many languages do you speak?
I speak 2 for sure, and growing up, I spoke Dutch a little bit, but I kind of forget it, because my mom's Dutch. So
Okay. Okay. Because that's one of the things that for people that are watching this, they don't know, basketball, everything is taught in English over in Europe. Like I had 2 stints, different teams. You might have players from 7, 8 different countries, but the practice, regardless of where the coach is from, it's all run in English.
Yeah.
That I can imagine helped your transition, at least on the basketball court, not in philosophy class,
No,
because
no
that's
chance.
that's a
Oh my
different
God,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard at first. You got few talk about some terms I've never heard about, like, and if you don't understand, he doesn't care. I mean, you better understand because he's
Yeah.
going like,
He's gonna make a comment and quickly move on to the
He
next
gonna
guy and make another
he's
comment.
gonna make a French joke about my country, and so
So different. You come from France. You get to Spokane. You play 4 years. You've played a couple of years professionally. You're working through your next step where you're going to play. It sounds like you're going to be living in Spokane from here on out. There must be something special about Gonzaga and this city of Spokane that's drawn you to say, you know what, this is for me.
yeah. I mean, I love Spokane. I mean, first of all, my fiance is from here, so all her family, all her family's here. So I come back here a lot. And then I can come here and go to this morning I was at Gonzaga doing my rehab lift and everything. So, and I got Shoot 360 where I can go whenever I want. It's amazing. Everybody's just welcoming, and it's easy to work here.
Yeah.
And I also recently bought a house here, so I mean I'll obviously come back here a lot. And the people in Spokane are amazing. I think there's the most friendly people I've ever seen. It's different than France a little bit.
So it's home. Okay, so
It's different than Paris, for example. But everybody's so nice.
Yeah.
And so I love being here, and yes, it's amazing.
So grew up in France. You spent time throughout that country. The French basketball scene is just completely exploded.
Yes.
I would imagine a lot had to do with the '92 Dream Team going over there, exposing a lot of younger kids to the game of basketball because of Jordan and those guys, John Stockton. But there's a lot of really good young players, and you've played for the national team. I would imagine your goal is to get back and play on the national team.
Yeah.
What is it about French basketball that is allowing guys to succeed right now?
Yeah, I mean, we had great national teams, with Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, Roney. And I think it made the young guys want to play basketball. And we have talent. We have a lot of talent in France, in any sport. I think we're really good at any sport. So now a lot of young guys are going to basketball. And it's exciting for the future. I think our French league is getting much better too. We might be like the second best league in Europe after Spain, I think, now. Mm-hmm. So it is very exciting to. I mean, and we have now Wemby and all these guys are coming into the league, and even the next draft we have a few lottery French guys that are going to be here. So yeah, I think.
So Wembanyama, obviously #1 pick last year. Obviously, we're probably a little slighted, or at least I am. I think Chet has shown that he's in the conversation.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
He's in the conversation, but Wemby's going to win it because he's that good. He's just generational talent. Have you had a chance to work out with Wemby?
No.
Mentor him in any way with national team stuff?
No, I mean, I haven't been to France in a while. I mean, he's just much younger too, so I don't really know him, but yeah, I like them. But I think Chet is having a great season too.
Yeah. The Olympics are in Paris this year, your home country. Coach Few is part of the USA coaching staff, so I'm sure there's a little bit of being torn, right? You want to, support your home country. You obviously want to, I would imagine, support Coach Few. No?
No, we talk a lot in the weight room, and he gives me some,
All right.
He says we're not good enough, France, so I'm excited for France to beat him. Sorry, Coach, but
So obviously, have they selected the French team? Because I know USA just released it. Is there a chance maybe to get to the training camp?
For me, no, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't
coming off injuries.
I haven't played in 2 years, so but hopefully Joel will be in pre-selection and Joel Ayayi will be there, so I'll be excited maybe. But I think they're gonna do they don't select 12 right away.
Okay.
They're gonna get the guys fight for a spot. It's not that easy in France.
Sure. Yeah, USA has done it a little different this year because they've tried to get, some of the marquee guys to
For
commit,
sure.
and marquee guys in the NBA right now, they don't want to go through a tryout because
No,
if
no.
they don't make it, they don't look good. But
They're gonna, yeah,
there's the competitive aspect that I think guys still have to go through. That
it should be like that.
yeah, they need to. So, with any chance you're going to be back in France to experience the Olympics in
I,
your
w-
home country?
I do want to. I mean, my brother will play in them
Okay.
with volleyball, and they won the last Olympics, so they got a title to defend. So hopefully, I can try to go see some games over there. And yeah, that'd be cool. But it might be a mess in Paris, honestly. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Roni will be kind of the ambassador for anything
Yeah, for
basketball
sure,
this summer out
for
there.
sure.
Um, let's go back to your time at Gonzaga. We talked about kind of the versatility that you played with. Was there one or two games that just kind of stick out in your memory as far as maybe a game where you impacted the game, or maybe you felt like that was as good as I could have played in this setting?
I mean, yeah, I remember my sophomore year, the Vegas tournament was pretty fun. I think I just played really good. I don't think I even had a thought in my head when I played these games,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what helped me just not even care about anything, just play.
Yeah.
And it was fun because it was after that Final Four team. A lot of guys left, and we had like a younger team, and we had to win this tournament, so it was important to do that. And and then my senior year, we had a lot of games. I liked the game at UW.
I remember that game.
Where we
In-state rivals, that's always
I
a game
like
that
I
kind of
like beating
gets circled.
UW.
Go back to that sophomore year in the WCC tournament in Vegas you touched on, and you mentioned something where you just went out there and didn't think.
Yeah,
To me, that's the epitome of an athlete, is like you've been prepared so well by your coaching staff. You've prepared yourself so well that you're not thinking. You're just going out there reading and reacting to the game. Is that how you see it?
yes, and that's how I want to be. I want to play my whole life. I want to play without a thought in my head. I don't want to worry about anything because I think that's where people are best at. It's just reflexes. It's just feel, and yeah.
So there's been a lot of really versatile players that have come through this program. You're top of mind when I hear versatility. You could play the 4, you could play the 3, in a pinch you could play the 5. Gonzaga just recently had maybe the most versatile player in Anton Watson. 5-year guy, kind of came in with high expectations. Then he had some injuries similar to
Right.
you. He battled through them. He expanded his game over the course of time. He accepted his role when other guys like Chet Holmgren came in,
Yeah.
when Drew Timme kind of put his imprint on just, hey, I'm the most dominant scorer at college basketball scene in some time. But his versatility was awesome to watch as a former player. When you see Anton, what do you see?
I see a great player, a great guy that put his pride away when he played. Because I'm sure it's hard to play with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting all the touches, even with Chet too. And he didn't really care. He stayed patient. And his last year, he was the guy. And I'm glad he had a great season. He even shot the ball great, which he worked on a lot. So I was really excited to see him there. I'm excited for the next level. I hope and I think a team will draft him, and because they need a guy like him that can guard anybody, and I can knock down shots, and I can do anything. So teams need a guy like him for sure.
He does so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet that I think, the ability to switch, the ability to space the floor, to be a ball mover when it's needed, to catch and attack closeout. He does all those little things. If you were going to go put yourself in your shoes as a freshman, what would you tell Killian Tillie when you're on the plane from France over to
Shit.
Spokane to start your freshman year? What would the advice be that you give yourself?
I don't know. Just learn some English and have some fun. Just do what you do. Just go get it in the gym. Get in the gym every night like you did in your first few years, and everything's gonna go well. Don't really worry about anything. Stay patient.
So give us what you would tell a potential French young player who wants to come to the States and play. What separates Gonzaga from what some other opportunities that might be out there for that young player?
I mean, I think the experience we had with international players, like I said, I mean, the atmosphere we have, the people that are all around, the fans all around the city of Spokane are amazing. And just stay patient. I think young players lost patience with the NIL, the transfer portal. There's 1 year you don't play, you transfer. I mean, you got to stay a little bit patient. I remember Joel came and he didn't play for 2 years. And he stayed patient, and in his third year he exploded, and then he's playing at a high level in France, and it's just I think people, the young kids, kind of lost patience. They want results right away. It's got to take some time.
Yeah, no, Joel's another great example of understanding where you fit within a roster, where you are now, as well as where you can be if you adhere to the process and the development plan that's put in place.
All right.
So, well, Killian, I appreciate the time. Look forward to hearing how the rehab continues to go, because you're too good of a player to not get another true opportunity. I know it's just around the corner. So, welcome back to Spokane.
Thanks.
I know Spokane Community Gonzaga loves having you here. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I was excited to do this podcast, man. Finally.
Absolutely. Finally,
Yes,
there
yeah.
you go. We'll have you again throughout the summer, and
All
maybe
right.
when Mo can join as well, we'll do that again. So
For sure.
for a special episode of Gonzaga Nation, the Frenchman Killian Tillie joins.